This audio is from an ebook titled What Are We Deluded By? Authored by Tierra, the Non-Self. Introduction. Our true being is not the body, not the waves of thought, emotion, memory, or perception. All these are simply natural phenomena, arising and passing away, never containing any self. Yet we humans misunderstand this. We believe that the voice in the mind, the feelings that arise, the memories that appear, and the perceptions that occur are us. We cling to them and are swept away by their current without end. In truth, what we call ourselves is none of these. It is the pure life element, empty, clear, and radiant, uncreated, undying, and beyond all change. That which knows all the time is not the self. It is knowing nature itself. There is no knower and no known, only pure knowing. The following pages will lead us to see the natural working of the mind that builds a subtle body around itself, like a bubble, and then attaches to the physical body, forming the experience we call life in this conventional world. The bubble of the mind. We have created a subtle body, a body of fabrication, which wraps around us like a bubble. Without this bubble, we could not perceive or imagine, for only emptiness would remain. When the bubble arises, perception begins. When something touches the surface of the bubble, the mind ripples. That ripple is the act of knowing. Imagine a bubble. When struck, it trembles. That trembling gives rise to perception, and from that movement comes the reflection of fabricating energy. Therefore, when we perceive sounds, sights, or emotions, it is not because there is a self doing the knowing. It is simply the natural vibration of the bubble responding to contact. Two layers that encase the original mind. The bubble, the subtle body, is the first layer. It then attaches to the coarse body, the second layer, whether in a human or animal form. In truth, we are the pure, empty, and radiant element enclosed within. What wraps around us is fabrication itself, and this very process of fabrication allows learning and experience to happen. The subtle body, like a bubble, is the first layer we wear. It clings to the coarse body, this physical vessel. Thus, we have two layers, the subtle and the coarse, but in reality, we are neither. We are the empty element within. We are the mind, the life element that is empty, clear, and pure. Yet we mistake the body for ourselves and cling to both layers, flowing endlessly along with their fabrications, seeing things as they truly are. Right now, we are hearing sounds. See? We do not need to try. Knowing happens by itself. It knows all the time. So where is the self? Notice how it knows on its own. It is not you who knows. The act of thinking is not you thinking. The act of imagining is not you. Imagining emotions are not you. Everything functions by its own nature. There has never been a you within it. When this is seen clearly, the heart stops struggling. It understands that everything moves by its own law without a controller. When this realization dawns, insight bursts open. Tears flow. The sense of self explodes and dissolves. It becomes clear that no self has ever been born into this world. The world itself vanishes, leaving only emptiness that swallows the entire universe. When we see the natural process clearly, the mind no longer clings. It simply knows and lets things flow as they are. True seeing is not thinking about the truth, but the mind's natural awareness recognizing nature. As this understanding deepens, the watcher gradually fades. The mind becomes lighter, more open, and more spacious, resting as pure, transparent knowing. There is no need to assign meaning or value. One simply knows directly that all things that arise are already passing away according to their nature. The knowing without a knower. As the sense of the knower fades, Natural knowing appears effortlessly. There is no need to make it happen, or to force awareness. Knowing arises naturally, without anyone behind it. This is the knowing of nature. True knowing is not memory and not effort. It is the direct seeing that everything arising is only the movement of nature. While this natural knowing functions, the mind clings to nothing. Seeing, hearing, and touching all occur within silent awareness that has no owner. What remains is clear, empty, and free. If there is no one who knows, knowing is pure. If there is no one who sees, seeing is pure. This purity itself is the original mind, free from fabrication. When there is no interference or interpretation, the mind becomes like still water, clear and reflective, showing all things as they are. This stillness is not a peace one creates. It is the peace that exists before thought and fabrication. At that moment, perception continues, but there is no one within it. The bubble has burst, leaving only knowing emptiness. This silence is not a lifeless void, but a living emptiness, the radiant essence of pure awareness itself. Sounds, thoughts, and fabrications. The sounds we hear, even the inner voice that thinks, are nothing but the ripples of the bubble. Thoughts about debt, houses, food, or family are stories forming in the mind right now. If we follow them, we sink into the dimension of thought. The voice that plans, remembers, or worries is simply the vibration of the bubble. We have believed in it all along, not realizing that it is only a fabrication, not the mind itself. In truth, thoughts, emotions, and all fabrications are movements of nature. There is no self-controlling them, no one owning them. Seeing this, the mind becomes light, relaxed, and open, resting as pure, clear emptiness that needs no meaning. When the mind sees reality as it is, it no longer tries to stop thought or silence sound. It allows everything to move according to nature, like still, clear water that remains transparent even when waves arise. Remembering or forgetting is not us. Even perception itself is not us. Everything is just the ripple of the bubble, the natural functioning of phenomena. When this is understood, sounds and thoughts become teachers, revealing that there has never been a self behind any of it. Conclusion. What are we deluded by? This question is not trivial. It is the heart that turns us back to see clearly what we have been lost in all along. We are deluded by the body, believing it to be the self. We are deluded by thoughts, believing they are the self. We are deluded by emotions, memories, and perceptions, thinking they are our true self. But when we see clearly, all these are only natural phenomena, ripples of the bubble of fabrication, arising and passing away, never containing any self. Our true nature is the pure life element, empty, clear, and luminous, uncreated, undying, and not enclosed by either subtle or coarse bodies. It is a peaceful home beyond all suffering. When there is no self, suffering has no owner. Then suffering disappears, for there is no one left to suffer. That is true liberation. When this is understood, the question, "What are we deluded by?" becomes its own answer. We are deluded only by appearances, by the movements of the mind. Our true being has never been deluded at all.